This is a very significant week for our nation as we witness the transfer of power from one presidential administration to another, and also from one party to another in the Senate. It's an understatement to say that our nation has been bitterly divided over the personalities and policies of the presidential candidates. In some senses, we have been engaged in another civil war, and the battle lines have been drawn, though the ammunition is less with bullets and guns as it is with words, but lives are still on the line. The fabric of our society has been stretched thin and is at a breaking point. Even families are split apart in their loyalties and their hopes and dreams and fears. What is a Christian to do in times like this? The Apostle Paul addresses this when he writes his short letter to young Timothy. We call this letter 1 Timothy. It's there in the New Testament. In the background is the Emperor Nero, who is on the throne in the Roman Empire. He is a ruthless man, to say the least, and Paul will be executed by Nero in just a few short years after writing this. Nonetheless, Paul instructs the church to, in verse 1 of chapter 2, first of all, he says, pray. Pray for everyone and petition God for them, especially for kings and for those in leadership, those in authority and with power. Paul is not just saying to pray for those who agree with you, but pray for all leaders and for everyone. At that moment in history, there was not a single Christian leader in power anywhere in the known world. Paul says, pray. Pray because prayer moves the hand of God and opens the heart of people. Pray so that we might live peaceful lives, he goes on to write, and so that we might more readily be able to share the good news of salvation with others. The gospel news that God loves all people and has sent his Son, Jesus Christ, to die for all so that all might have an opportunity to be saved. This is our focus. This is our prayer. And Paul goes on to say that we are to pray lifting holy hands without wrath or dissension. Holy hands? In the Psalms, it says, who can stand in the presence of God? The one who has a clean heart and has clean hands and a pure heart. And so first we are instructed to come before God and ask forgiveness of our own sins, to confess that before God, that we might have a pure heart and clean hands to come before God and lift up others in prayer. We cannot pray with a clenched fist and with wrath in our hearts. It's interesting that it goes on to say, not only lifting up holy hands, but without wrath and dissension. That word dissension, that's a great word for today, because it can mean partisan. Don't pray partisan prayers. There's no room for that. We are to pray as one, as the people of God, for the purposes of God within our nation. May God hear our prayers and bless our nation through our prayers. God bless you.